I'm about to do something that has me both excited and a little nervous. I'm setting off on the first leg of my Round Trip America by Train series. It's going to be 80 hours of epic train journeys across the United States, all alone. First, I'll be hopping on the Cardinal from New York to Chicago, and then it's the Empire Builder from Chicago all the way to Seattle. Now, if you've seen my previous train adventures, you know that crossing the country on a train is an absolute thrill. But this time, well, it's just a little different. Traveling across the whole country was one thing, but doing a round trip alone? Now that's a whole new level of crazy. And to keep things interesting, I've decided to try out every single sleeper cabin option along the way. For this first leg, we're starting with a roomette. It's so cute! These views are going to be unbelievable, and I can't wait to share them with you. America is huge, and every state brings something new to the table. But first, let's get this journey started. Oh, and subscribe and give this video a like. Really appreciate ya. All right, folks, welcome to New York.
Attention please. Amtrak is now train to
Okay, so because we're in a sleeping car, friends, we get to go to the Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge. I'm a big fan of these yellow seats, and I'm actually very surprised at how beautiful this lounge is. And also, there's like nobody here because it's so early in the morning. I was like 2 minutes too late to check my luggage in, so I have to take my big bag on the train with me. The guys did say there's going to be a spot on the train for me to put my big bag, so I really hope that's true because, yeah, my roomette is definitely not going to hold me, my big suitcase, backpack, and my small suitcase. This is a 26.5-hour ride from New York to Chicago. Covers nearly 1,146 miles. I didn't realize, but we're actually passing through a whopping 11 states. We obviously started in New York. We go through New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and finally Illinois. Turns out there is nowhere to put my big bag, like the guy said, other than my room. So this is what we're going to be working with, I'm afraid. Will this fit? That is the question. Yeah, I'm trying to get. The guy said I could put this up on the bed, but it's proving a bit difficult.
Okay.
Well, that was highly embarrassing. We pulled out of New York right on time, which always feels like a small victory when it comes to train travel. A smooth start to what's going to be a long but very exciting journey around the country. Welcome to Washington, D.C. As we make our way through Virginia, the scenery just keeps getting better. Rolling hills, cute historic towns, and some seriously stunning landscapes. You can just imagine how gorgeous this place looks in the fall. One of my favorite things about train travel is passing by all of these little towns and seeing the houses tucked along the tracks. It's impossible not to wonder about the people who live there. What's their daily life like? Do they notice the train passing every day, or have they gotten used to it? Have they ever taken it themselves? These are random things I just think about while staring out the window for hours on end. Great news. I just met Jay and Ryan, my train attendants. I'm very, very pleased to let you know that Jay took my big awkward bag and he says he's going to store it for me, and I'll just pick it up when I arrive in Chicago and make sure that I check it in for my next train. He was going to come and drop off a menu for me and deliver the food to my room.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are
What do
you?
you have for lunch?
Can I please get the Pan Asian meatballs?
Sure.
So that's really nice. That's really cozy. And it's very similar to what I did on quite a lot of occasions on my California Zephyr train ride. My lovely tenant Gregory used to deliver my food to my room all the time. I just loved the privacy of my own room and looking out the window and sitting by myself. I'm a bit of a loner, I know. Shall we take a room tour? We have 2 glorious little seats. We have a lovely window. We have a big table that pulls out. Such a large amount of lighting. And we've got reading lights, we've got a night light, we've got a ceiling light. We've even got, I just discovered, a mirror light. Hey? They really do think of everything. Teeny mini towels, medium towels. We may not have a toilet in the room, folks, but we do have a sink. You just click this and this opens up. Voila. We've also got to the left here, power outlets. Wonderful. Got coat hangers over here, which I've used immediately. And we've got a bunch of curtains here, and they stick together with Velcro. This is like a thing on all Amtrak trains, but it does lock from the inside, not from the outside. If I was going anywhere for an extended period of time, like the dining car, I think I just decided to kind of bring my wallet, my phone, my computer with me, just in case, and I don't really care about my clothes and things, but I'd bring my valuables with me. There are a bunch of shelves, which I discovered in the last video that they're actually steps to get up to the top bunk. Thanks for commenting on that. We've got a thermostat, which I'm gonna keep quite cozy and warm because I don't have Ludvig in here turning down the air into freezing Arctic temperatures. Welcome to the bathroom. Small, compact, everything you need. Bird's eye view. And as Ludvig likes to say,
A hedgehog's view.
hedgehog's view. Okay, now that we are off and running, can I be real with you for a second? I've done a lot of solo travel, but this one's a little bit more of a mental challenge for me. See, I don't mind being alone. In fact, I really enjoy my own company. I'm surprisingly socially awkward. Or it could be very unsurprisingly, you could have picked that up immediately. But on this journey in particular, I'm gonna have to make a lot of conversations with people. Honestly, striking up small talk with people is not my favorite thing. And I've also gotten so used to traveling with Ludvig recently that he's kind of become my security blanket in a way, and I feel really confident going everywhere with him. Yeah, it's a different story when it's just me. But that's actually one of the reasons I love traveling solo. As cheesy as it is to say, it's all about pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I never want to get comfortable, if that makes sense. And here we have it, folks. Here's my bed setup. And I'm afraid I'm going to be extremely boring right now and have a nap. 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and then hopefully I'll be reset. Look at these amazing homes. Wow! I think I have just woken up at possibly the best time ever. Not only is it like golden hour, but we just passed through a place called White Sulphur Springs. Now, I have no idea what this place is. Never heard of it, but it looks pretty insane. There are so many cool reasons to take a train, especially around such a big country like America. I think one of my favorites is just like diving deeper into spots that I never would otherwise come across. And now I have a place on my list to return to, White Sulphur Springs, that I would have probably never known about had I not taken this train. Prosit. That, my friends, is bless you in Swedish.
Ladies and gentlemen, about to begin our dinner meal service. If you desire to have dinner, open up those doors and curtains. I'll be coming around momentarily taking orders. Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. What are you going to do for dinner?
Can I please get the salmon?
You want the seafood? Salmon?
Salmon, yeah.
Okay.
And
It
the
comes with a side salad. We have Italian or ranch dressing.
Italian.
Italian. It comes with 1 complimentary alcohol beverage if you indulge.
Can I get a Cabernet Sauvignon?
Cabernet. Okay. Can I check your ID, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't sleep on, right?
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Could ask for my ID.
Tonight we got the salmon. He said it comes with a garden salad. It's literally 1 cherry tomato and like 5 lettuce leaves. This is so tiny. Another warm bread roll with butter. This was so good at lunchtime. Oh my gosh. Oh, really melted butter. Oh, that literally melted everywhere. My Cabernet that I'm very much old enough to drink. Thank you very much. I don't mind if you keep asking me for my ID. So yeah, let's take a little gander at this salmon. This looks and smells so good.
Not bad at all.
Successful first day. Thoroughly enjoyed every single moment on this train. Am I glad I booked this? 100% yes. And we've only just scratched the surface. That's the saying, isn't it? If you're also glad I decided to book this round trip of America by train, then why don't you give us a like? And with that said, I will see you in the morning. What's nice is being on a train really allows me time to just do nice little pamper things for myself, you know? And just like that, we are just about to arrive in Chicago. That train ride went very, very fast, a lot faster than I expected. And this was the first of many, so that's fantastic. As far as I could see, the shower was not available on this train. Not sure why, and hopefully the showers are available in Chicago train station. I'm also excited for the free coffee and the free snacks. I've got 5 hours there, and then I'm boarding my next and even longer train, taking me all the way to Seattle. All right, Chicago, here we come. They do have a little shower room here, and it's completely free to use for sleeper class passengers right here in the lounge at the train station. And they provide towels, there's body wash, conditioner, shampoo, and this is massive. I think this is such a nice, thoughtful touch. I can't believe. This is like a business class lounge at the airport. Very cool and very appreciated. Hello there and welcome to Chicago Union Station. This place is absolutely beautiful. Built in 1925, Chicago Union Station is one of the busiest stations in the country and has some seriously stunning architecture. The Great Hall is just jaw-dropping with its massive vaulted ceilings and marble floors. Fun fact, it's also been featured in several movies, including The Untouchables and Transformers. And it's a pretty grand place to hang out whilst waiting for my next train. I'm a little bit out of breath right now, just after running up those stairs just there. It's actually quite good to get some steps in, honestly, because I've been sitting on my bum for 26.5 hours. There's a beautiful lounge here. There's also a bunch of snacks, a bunch of coffee, a bunch of seats, a bunch of places to charge your laptops, etc. Let's go and have another coffee in the lounge before we board our next train. After a little pit stop, I'm boarding the Empire Builder. Train 2. This train will take me all the way to Seattle, and we're looking at over 2,200 miles. We're going to be passing through 6 new states: Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, and we're finally in Washington. Wow. We'll pass through some of the most scenic spots in the country, including the rugged mountains of North Dakota and the farmland views of Montana. You all know I've got this really exotic Swedish husband, right? And I really want to impress his friends and family by speaking Swedish as fluently as possible, because we visit quite frequently. That's why I am so excited to be partnering with Rosetta Stone for this video. Since I'm spending 4 days solo on this Amtrak train, I've got plenty of time to practice my Swedish.
En kvinna.
En kvinna. If you don't know, Rosetta Stone is a language learning program. It helps you to speak and think in your new language rather than just memorizing new words. And the best part, the lessons are super short. Some are just 5 minutes long. And Rosetta Stone's true accent technology, it compares my speech to millions of native speakers and gives me instant feedback.
En pojke.
But what I've really been loving is Rosetta Stone's audio companion. This lets me take my learning anywhere with no screen needed. It's really fun to multitask and learn while doing my core. So if you guys want to join me, Rosetta Stone is offering an exclusive discount of 60% off a lifetime subscription. That's access to all 25 languages forever with the link in the description, or you can simply click on this QR code right here on the screen. Tack så mycket och hej då. I just said thank you so much and bye. I just met our lovely train attendant Cody. He's going to be looking after us. So this is a double-decker train, right? This time I'm on the top. California Zephyr, I was on the bottom, so I'm really excited about being up here with more like an overview of everything. It's really exciting for me. Cody said that amongst this whole train car, top and bottom, there's only 10 people all together the whole way. So he said, yes, it's a very, very quiet because this is very much low season and it's a lot cheaper. So there's a little tip for you. If you want to come and do an Amtrak ride yourself, maybe come in February, or just the winter as a whole, he said was quite quiet and a lot more affordable. So yeah, there's a little tidbit for you. Chloe's travel tips.
Experiment has welcomed a new couple, Beth and TJ.
How you feeling?
Really good. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yay.
Hello.
Do you miss your wife on her first solo trip in ages?
Yeah, I miss her heaps.
Are you having fun hanging out with the cat?
It's alright.
Now, I have one question. How badly do you wish you were going on a round trip around America on Amtrak sleeper trains?
Not very badly, no.
There are certain videos that Ludvig's okay with me doing solo. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yep.
You just want to say a quick hi to these guys.
Hi. This is a quick hi. I love you.
It seems as though we have breakfast and lunch whenever we like. We kind of just show up in the dining room, I guess, once they've made the announcement. Dinner, however, you are required to make a reservation each night. They do offer the in-room service delivery, which is really nice. Tonight I am going to the dining car for some small talk practice, so yeah, that should be fun. Dinner tonight was served in the dining car. The vibe is just perfect here. If you're traveling solo or with just a couple of people, you'll likely be seated with others. Perfect for some interesting dinner conversations. For starters, I had the brie salad, which was absolutely delicious. Definitely a winner. Then I went for the vegetarian pasta dish. But the dessert, the white chocolate blueberry cobbler cheesecake. If you haven't tried it, trust me, you're missing out. And if you get peckish between meals, you can always head to the Onboard cafe. Here you'll find snacks, drinks, and some quick bites for purchase. Well, I did it. We successfully had dinner at a table of 4, and it was okay. I was sat with a lovely couple called Jim and Kim, and a lovely guy next to me called Bob. And it was nice. I do notice in group situations I just tend to sort of sit and I'm a little bit quieter, and I tend to observe, especially when it's a lot about politics and stuff. I don't have much to contribute to that. But yeah, it was still great. My plan of action is to get up early in the morning to watch the sunrise with a coffee. Apparently the coffee's going to be ready around 6:30 in the morning, so that's when I'm setting my alarm. Cody's going to come and put my bed down very shortly, and then it's going to be bedtime. Today was one of those days where I thought I might catch a glimpse of the sunrise. I stumbled into the observation car, which was practically empty at that early hour. Unfortunately, I didn't catch a dramatic sunrise, and it's pretty average, but the calmness of the scene was still well worth the early wake up. Good morning. I have my little mic on just now, so I don't need to talk loudly because it's 8:30 in the morning, but I do think a few people are still sleeping around me. In fact, at dinner, I mentioned I was going to try and get up to see the sunrise, and everyone at the table just laughed at me. So I'm guessing a lot of people try to sleep in on Amtrak. By the way, speaking of sleeping, that sleep was glorious. This bed compared to the last one is extremely comfortable. I think it's because the seats are a lot wider and this little shelf table section isn't sticking out so far. I've done a lot of sleeper trains in my time, and so far what I've experienced on Amtrak is that it has a really nice gentle rocking. Yes, there is often a big giant noisy horn going off for a lot of the evening, but like the rocking of the train isn't too dramatic. Like I've been able to sleep really well. You can tell that we're leaving behind the hustle of the cities and heading into a more rural landscape. The charm of it all is so peaceful, really isolated beauty. Breakfast was a familiar ritual. I sat with a group of 4. I chose the breakfast quesadilla, and to my surprise, it was absolutely delicious. But the real star of the morning, my friends, holy moly, the fresh out of the oven croissants. These were warm, flaky, buttery perfection. Right, friends, here we are in Minot, North Dakota. Never did a young lass from New Zealand think she'd be here. Life just throws lots of curveballs at me. To my surprise, have about a 45-minute break here. There's some routine mechanical maintenance going on. We have some time here to hop off the train, stretch our legs. We just need to be making sure we're back on the train platform. I'm just gonna see if I have enough time to go for a walk. I've only got like 15 minutes. I've been mucking around a little bit. Let's go up to the front of the train, see if we can get a little video of that. And here's the front of the bad boy. Currently having maintenance done on it. I would get a photo, but I don't want to be awkward and get it. This is Minot train station. Very cute. For lunch, I went with my favorite, the Beyond Burger. Even better than I remembered. As I enjoyed my meal, I got chatting with a lady named Kat, who, as it turns out, has lived in New Zealand for 6 years. She knew so many places that were close to home for me, and it was such a pleasant surprise. The gentleman at our table was a frequent traveller on this route and knew the menu inside out. He's basically a seasoned Empire Builder pro at this point. Who knew that meeting people could be fun? Remember this from my last trip? The butter cake. Very, very indulgent. And surprisingly delicious. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I know that I quite fancy this. So how about that room tour? Very, very similar to my room on the Cardinal that we just came from. One thing I do notice is that the seats are definitely a little bit wider. The room does feel the same size, but not the same height. So in here, you have a seat on this side and a seat on this side. This pulls out into the bottom bunk. We then have this up here that turns into the top bunk. We have a lovely reading light, music control, push to call button, and our ceiling and night light switch. Over here we have a long mirror, and over here is, I guess, the temperature control, another reading light, and this is where our power outlet is. Only one. When I walked in, there was 2 lovely plush pillows, and I've slept on these once so far, and they're glorious. Absolutely glorious pillows. Oh, I love them. In the center of the room is a lovely table. It pulls out like so. We can open it up a little further, and we have a lovely checkers board on here. Underneath the butter cake, little kind of a water bottle holder and another water bottle holder. And up here, we've got some little hooks, got another little coat hook. We've got air control, we've got a ceiling light, we have another ceiling light. Oh, and I've only just discovered there's another little light up here. And then over this direction, there is a little wardrobe of sorts. It's teeny tiny. It's so narrow. Closet, they call it. And here, this is where we have some little towelettes. We also have 2 coat hangers that you can hang things on. Over this side are some little shelvy type things, which I discovered are steps to get up to the top bunk, but I've been using it to just store my bag. And behind here is a secret little crevice down here. And this is the perfect place to put my earplugs, my hand cream. We also have giant curtains. There's lots of Velcro, so you can completely cover up, have a lot of privacy. And this door, it locks but only from the inside. And yes, I do feel extremely safe leaving my stuff in here. No one can get from the coach car into the roomette without passing by a bunch of Amtrak employees that are questioning you about whether you're in the roomettes or not. So people from coach can't just wander down here, and everyone in the roomettes and bedrooms seem lovely, and I mean, we're all in the same boat. We've all got our belongings in here, so I think everyone's very lovely from my experience. My roommette is on the upper level, along with several others, plus a handy coffee and water station just nearby to keep us all caffeinated and hydrated. There are also a few bedrooms up here as well. Those slightly fancier accommodations I mentioned before with their own private bathrooms. For anyone needing a quick pit stop, there's also a small restroom up here too, which is just a toilet and a sink. Down here we have 3 additional restrooms. And yes, I do keep accidentally calling them bathrooms or a loo. Plus, there is also a full-size shower for passengers in the sleeping cars. There's also an accessible room down here, designed for those who need a little extra space and easy access. And then I stumbled across something really cool. The family room. This is Amtrak's largest accommodation, stretching the entire width of the train. It's designed for up to 2 adults and 2 children, with 2 big seats by the windows that transform into bed at nights, plus 2 upper bunks for the kids. The afternoon rolled on and we passed endless fields, farms and trains. The landscape started to look a little bit repetitive, but I still found myself wondering what life would be like living in these remote spots. Cody came by and asked if I wanted to have a wake-up call tomorrow morning. Such a nice little touch. He also told me that half of the train would actually split off to go to Portland during the night, taking the observation car with them. For us, breakfast would still be served in the dining car as usual, as we did keep that. And the best part, he mentioned that there was a chance we might actually arrive early in Seattle at 10:30 a.m. instead of the scheduled 11:30 a.m. Given our delays, so far I was pretty shocked by that. But Cody had explained that Amtrak does build in plenty of buffer time to give them that flexibility, which I thought was pretty smart. With that news in mind, I grabbed a glass of wine and headed to the observation lounge, just in time to witness a truly cool sight. A river with broken ice. Alright, my friends, that is dinner done and dusted. The last dinner on this train, in fact. Which is pretty sad. I sat with an absolutely lovely couple and an older woman, and they were just so wonderful, and I'm starting to get the hang of this small talk, sitting at the table with different people kind of thing. I'm really glad that I've built up my confidence on this train because we have 3 more to go. Now I have decided it's time to finally use the onboard shower, and it has just become rather bumpy on the train. So I picked a really fantastic time. Without any more to say, I think it's shower time. Welcome to the shower room, my friends. What's really nice is they have all of your towels here, so don't worry. They've also got a lot of different toiletries. We've got soap, we've got body wash, and we've got lotion. No shampoo or conditioner. Once you're finished with the towel, you pop it down there in the little soiled towel bin, and yeah, this is your shower. See what it looks like? It looks pretty clean. Luckily I brought these little shoes, and they are shower safe, and I definitely need to invest in a new sock. Well, that was interesting. Very, very bumpy, and it was freezing cold, and then it went boiling hot, and I just could not find a nice middle ground. There we go. Showering on the Amtrak train. I just got chatting to some of the locals on the train today, and they did mention that the most beautiful, most scenic part of this whole train ride, Glacier National Park, would be coming up while we're asleep this evening. So that's a real shame. Oh, my phone's about to fall. Can I catch you? Yes, I can. I've heard that if you do take the reverse journey, Seattle to Chicago, then you'll be going past it during the daytime. So if that tickles your fancy, maybe the reverse journey's for you. Also, this entire day we've been going through Montana, and I just looked at Google Maps. It's like 8 p.m. and we still look not even halfway through the state. It's just insane. Like, the size of some of the states in America are just huge, like the size of New Zealand as a whole. And what's crazy is after Montana, we then go through Idaho. And the top of Idaho, if you look at the map, it's like this tiny, tiny little pointy thing at the top. And it looks like it's going to take just a couple of hours. It's so much fun to go through each state. Tomorrow is the last day, and I almost feel like we are going to be on time, despite all of these stops for freight trains going past and unexpected things happening. I think it's time to hop in bed at 8 p.m. because there's nothing else to do. Call it a night, really. Good night. Good morning from... I actually don't know where, because at the moment my phone is completely out of service. We are going through a very remote area, I'm guessing, and there's no service. But what I do know is that the landscape has changed quite dramatically. There's a lot of wildlife going on this morning, and it's very beautiful. What a cool coffee view. This beats everything. This is just breathtaking scenery. There are a lot of rolling hills, and the sunrise this morning was just glorious. The golden light hitting all of the crevices of the hills. I'm quite surprised at how much the scenery has changed since yesterday. Unbelievable mountains, lush forests, and winding rivers with bridges that seemed to stretch on forever. It was one of those moments where you just can't help but stare out the window and appreciate how beautiful nature is. Turns out that all morning we have indeed been traveling through Washington, and it's like we're on a totally different train ride. And a lot more snow. Like, the snow has just gone, it's everywhere. A lot of green pine trees. This is a beautiful state. Very, very beautiful. Whoa, look! The mountains just got even bigger. Just when I thought the Empire Builder just maybe wasn't a scenic train, it has changed my mind. They definitely saved the best views for last. There was something about the way the light hit the mountains, the way the trees seemed to form these lush green tunnels as we passed, and how the rivers sparkled in the sunlight. It was one of those wow moments that made me really grateful to be traveling by train and to be able to take in so much of the natural beauty up close. Definitely a trip highlight. This brings us to the end of this first journey. We did actually end up being around 2 hours delayed. So we were meant to arrive in Seattle around 11:30 this morning, and we are now set to arrive at 1:30 p.m. So no stress, 2 hours, not too bad. And they were very apologetic. We have heard countless announcements just apologizing and explaining everything. So we were never guessing about what was going on. We were always kept in the loop, so we knew exactly what was going on.
We're truly sorry, can't say it enough, truly sorry about the delay we have incurred.
This has been an awesome adventure, and it just honestly has reminded me how much I love going on Amtrak trains. I know they're a little bit more old-fashioned, and quite a lot of people do comment on how they need to be upgraded and how Europe is so far ahead, but I really, really enjoy them. So, how much did this leg of my journey cost? My ticket for both trains, taking me all the way from New York City to Seattle, came to $1,116 in USD. Definitely not pocket change, but when you break it down, you're getting 4 days and 3 nights of travel, all meals included, and a cozy room to sleep in. That's transportation, accommodation, and food all wrapped into one. Pretty cool, right? And honestly, I loved every second of it. But now I'm curious to hear, what do you think? Would you splurge on a bedroom for extra space, or keep it cozy in a roomette, or go for a full adventure mode in coach? Let me know in the comments. What would your ultimate Amtrak journey look like?
Welcome to Seattle.
I spent a couple of days in Seattle doing all of the classic tourist stuff, of course. I just had to visit Pike Place Market and stroll along the waterfront. I also made an attempt to check out the original Starbucks, but it was absolutely jam-packed with a massive line outside. well, I guess that's kind of to be expected. And let's just say I may have indulged in one too many grilled cheese sandwiches because they are so darn good here. It's honestly some of the nicest and most welcoming folks I've encountered in a big city. I was seriously blown away by the warmth of the locals. Seattle is definitely a place I'd love to return to, and next time I'm bringing Ludvig for the ride. Quick note as well, I won't actually be doing this Amtrak round trip completely back to back. I'm really going to make the most of my time here in the US and do a couple of side quests in between, and also just to give me a break from the motion of a train. If you enjoyed this first video, you know what would be a fantastic idea is if you hit that subscribe button, because there is going to be so many more train rides coming up, and do stay tuned because we have 3 more of these train rides all around the country. I really, really, really and truly appreciate you being here. It means the world to me. Honestly, thanks for clicking on this thumbnail and deciding to watch and join me on this little adventure. And make sure you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, because I really do take that feedback on, and I really like to know that you like the videos that I put out there. It makes me feel very happy. So click that thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one, where I'm traveling from Seattle all the way down to Los Angeles on the Coast Starlight over 35 hours. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.